Rightio, tonight we're going to be doing a dual shoe review of the 361 Degrees Centauri 3 and also the Eleos. This is their kind of up-tempo, kind of versatile daily trainer paired with the Max Cushion stable cruiser. Centauri 3 is coming through as the more kind of punchy, up and about daily trainer. 10mm drop with a more traditional geometry, bit of a flatter forefoot, does really encourage you to kind of punch into the foam, get up onto your toes and really enjoy the punch back from this nitrogen infused TPU. It's not the softest out there, but I think it has enough compression to not be harsh. But I think the kind of highlight for me is that really nice immediate direct rebound, which I think makes it pretty easy to kind of tick along into that kind of up-tempo daily training zone. It's very stable, there's no real crazy geometries going on here. Got a good deal of surface area underfoot, but it never really felt clunky with just enough compression from the foam to kind of mellow out the landing. I did find landing a little bit further back in the heel, it did feel maybe a little bit disjointed. I definitely found getting up into the midfoot where you could kind of get a more solid focus compression of the entire midsole foam gave me a bit of a better response, but I don't think that heel strikers will have too much problem here. They will be getting a little bit of extra foam back there with the 10mm drop. In terms of the Eleos, as I said, probably leaning more towards this on my recovery days or days when the legs are a little bit more beaten up. The width of base here and the kind of level of comfort that you're getting is pretty incredible. I really enjoyed the fact that you've got so much protection, so much cushion, but you can kind of still feel the ground. You don't feel too disconnected. You're not too high up. And the way that they've managed to do that is with such a wide midsole base here. I talked about this with the Mizuno Prototype Pure, the fact that that's gone down to 34mm. It doesn't really matter if you can kind of spread the foam out and give yourself a little bit more of a base to compress down. This is kind of taking that to the maximum where you have such a wide base that even though you're kind of focusing your kind of compression in the middle, the rest of that midsole foam, even though it is outside of your base, is kind of contributing to that feeling of protection, that stability, that structure, and it is a very nice protective feel. Primo foam here is quite interesting. I do think it has a good level of kind of initial step-in softness, but on the run it does firm up the more pace that you push into it, which I think is quite a nice feature. If you want to sit back on it and kind of tick the legs over, it does allow you to do that. It gives you a bit more sink in before it gives you a nice healthy pop back. But if you start to feel good and you want to turn the legs over just a little bit quicker, the Piba foam does have a bit of guts to go. These two shoes from 361 Degrees have been really fun. I've actually been surprised by how much I've enjoyed both of these shoes. They don't look super techy or performance based on the surface, but with some nice simple geometries, foams which I think speak for themselves, they've come together to offer a ride which is truly modern, truly up to date, and I think doing a lot to kind of compete against these Western brands. Great price points if you can pick them up as part of the 2-for-1 deal. Encourage you to get around that one, especially if you're in Perth. Head down, try some shoes on, see what you reckon. I think there is some really nice value to be had. Good stuff from 361 Degrees, simple, effective performance right here. I think a lot of people enjoy them if they can give them a chance.